have this thing these days called Believe All Women, and it's been directly connected to the Me Too movement. And the question that is going to be addressed here is the Believe All Women movement, idea, whatever you want to call it. Is this legitimate? Does it have legs? Does it have any substance? I'm going to answer that before I even get into my points. The answer is hell no. It has zero credence, zero credibility, and zero substance. And I'm going to tell you exactly why in 3 points. Number one, first of all, is it true that many sexual assaults go unreported, that no cops ever get called? It never really gets told on a big scene, on a big scale, or on any type of big platform. Is that true? The answer is yes, it is true. I believe that to be true. Now, of course, we don't have stats on it because it didn't get reported. But just from my life experience, do I believe that most of the time when a woman has a claim to being sexually assaulted, she usually does not go to the authorities and tell the story? Do I believe that's true? Yes, I do believe it's true. Hold that thought. Moving on to point number two. But the rule of the land, the United States of America at least, is innocent until proven guilty. You are innocent until you can prove that someone did something. If you say someone did something to you that was against the law, you must prove it. You must bring it before a court. And this is the process that we have to go through. That's the way it works if you live in the United States of America, because you didn't want to, because you were embarrassed about it, because the person had power, because maybe you didn't even think you had been assaulted till 10 years later. You realize, oh, I was actually assaulted. I'm kind of being facetious with that one, but I'm being sarcastic with that. But if you don't bring it to the court and it does not get proven in a criminal case, then we can't say that it actually happened. And you cannot put that on another man and stain his name, even though you see this happening to men all the time. That's the reason why I'm making this video. And number three, you got to prove it. You accuse somebody of something that is a crime, you must prove it. If you go out and assert that someone is guilty of something that is a crime, you must prove it. If you do not have proof, then you are putting yourself in a challenging space, possibly slandering this person's name if it has not been legally proven, and just putting that person in the bad light, slandering their name, whether they were to take you to court and find you civilly liable for it or not, just by putting that label on them if it hasn't actually been proven. And again, you have to prove it legally, because we know that men lie, women lie, lawsuits lie, civil suits lie. But the legal case, you got to prove that. And again, any of you who does not know, in the criminal court in the United States of America, the burden of proof is on the accuser, and you must prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. The accuser and whoever's representing them, usually the prosecution in the state, you have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. It's a very high bar that has to be cleared in order for you to prove someone guilty of a crime in America. Otherwise, they are innocent until you prove it. And in a civil case, on the other hand, when you're asking just for money and not asking for a criminal, any type of criminal sentence, the burden of proof is more likely than not. In other words, 51-49, let's just say, is all you need to win a civil case. Just because someone loses a civil case does not mean that they are criminally guilty, because if they were criminally guilty, you'd be in criminal court. Work on your game.